the Sunday school went on to an outing, how did they go?
Oh, well, we went on horses and wagons. Yes.
One horse, one wagon, or several?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, more than one. We had about, I should think, at least 5 or 6.
And where would you go?
Down Thurleston Sands. Down Thurleston.
And you would have a picnic there?
Oh, yeah. We used to have
down Thurleston Sands, wasn't it?
Yeah, how would you get there?
Wagons, you know.
In a wagon?
Horses, you know, in the wagon, sitting in straw bags in the seats. Yeah. A lady used to come down there with ice cream, I remember. Lil Pritchard, we used to call her. I think it was Lil Pritchard.
Was that especially for the Sunday school, or did she?
Yes, that was the Sunday school. Yeah.
And we used to, we used to have races and all sorts of things. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that would happen once a year for the...
Oh, yes. And we used to, of course this is under church, things. We used to go down to the church, and the superintendent, we always had a hymn, and we always had Jesus Shall Reign, and he used to pray, and we used to think he'd never stop praying, because we wanted...
I know one or two like that, yeah.
Well, we were all interested in getting up on the wagons, aren't we? And before we went, we always went around the village once.
You did?
Yeah.
Was there singing or shouting?
They were singing.
Yes.
There was always hymns, mainly. Come ye that love the Lord.
Do you ever remember being at a Sunday school?
Oh, of course. Oh. Yeah, I was a prominent member of the Band of Hope.
Really?
Yes.
Now, what was the Band of Hope?
Oh, don't you know the Band
Well,
of Hope?
no, it's not that I know it, it's whether the folk watching this know it.
Oh, I see. Well, the Band of Hope was a society to organise children to turn their back on alcohol, wasn't it?
Yes, take the pledge.
Yeah, take the pledge, that's right, which I duly took. Would you like me to give you a short reading of the pledge?
When you say, well, can you remember it?
But of course I promise now by grace divine to drink no spirits, beer nor wine, nor will I buy nor sell nor give strong drink to others whilst I live. Now, would you like whiskey? Is that good?
What about drinking? Because some people used to sign the pledge, didn't they? Was there any drinking in the village? You signed the pledge?
I signed the pledge when I was 5 years old.
So you hadn't been a heavy drinker up till then? No.
And I kept it all my life. Kept it right up. Yeah. The place on the corner opposite the turnpike? It used to be a place where people used to wait for the bus.
That's right, yeah. I thought McCannon's shop used to go up some steps and you could get up the stairs and you'd see the bus coming in over Penny's Hill.
Yeah.
And then you knew it was time to get down. Okay.
We're going to mention again about the charabancs, the buses. So you had a blue one called
Bluebell.
And a red one
Poppy.
called Poppy. And how often did you go on those?
Oh, not very often. It was usually a Liberal outing.
Liberal outing?
Yeah, or the Conservative outing.
Oh, I see. Oh, political one.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
But, and was it a free outing, or did you have to pay?
No, you had to pay.
You had to pay?
Yeah.
And where would they take you on these outings?
Well, mainly on over the moors.
Over the moors,
yeah.
Yes,
That's
I see.
right, it mainly was.
And usually broke down?
Yeah. Coming up with
Widdicombe Hill. That frightens me even today, Widdicombe Hill. Would you say most of the people in the village worked on the land?
I would think so. Mm-hmm. Yes, I would think so. Yes.
Did you?
1 or 2 trappers, you know, people would go earn their living at rabbit catching, you know. Mm-hmm. But the majority would be farm workers.
Thinking back again to when you were a little girl, can you remember summers? What did you do in the summertime?
We'll go in the harvest fields and catch the rabbits. And when
You did?
we used to take our tea and have a bottle of water, I expect we took.
How would you help in the harvest? Putting up stooks or?
Oh, making, when they cut the corn and they stacked them up into
Stooks.
Stooks,
Yeah, well, we called them stooks.
Knocking a rabbit on the head.
we
when you went,
didn't used to call that,
rabbits.
well, they
Yes,
killed
they were.
rabbits, yeah.
Yeah.
That was cruel, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
We
but you didn't think of it then.
used to catch a rabbit when he come out and stretch him and bang him on the
Take
head.
him over for dinner.
Bring him over
What
to
about summer? Can you remember harvest time?
Yes.
What used to happen then?
Well, we used to go to the harvest field with our bottle of water and something to eat and go down there, wherever it was, wherever they were cutting. And if you come home with a rabbit, you would well away.
Yes.
Because mother and them used to eat a lot of rabbits then in their day. I used to love rabbits, but I couldn't eat it now. And they used to have rabbit stew or roast rabbit, you know. And then, as I say, we used to help the farmer to stand up the...
Into stooks, yes?
Yes.
That's right. Can you remember the threshing machine coming?
Yes,
The pigs?
oh, I do. Yes, threshing, yes, threshing.
Dodging about a little, but breakfast. What did you have for breakfast?
Cocoa broth.
Now, what on earth is cocoa broth?
And that's got him now, yeah. Well, you know, if you would mix up a spoonful of cocoa
Yes,
and a bit of sugar and a bit of milk,
yeah.
and then cut your bread into cubes, and pour hot water in.
And that was like
That was breakfast. That was
Right.
cocoa broth.
so early cocoa pops, really.
That's right.
What
yeah.
sort of meals did you have? Like breakfast? What would be breakfast?
Always a fried breakfast.
Really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
say you were posh. And
Always had a fried breakfast.
and that would consist of bacon, egg.
Egg and a bit of bacon.
Uh-huh.
And of course, your mother always cooked more potatoes today than she needed because the rest was fried next morning for breakfast.
I see. So who used to control the wireless? Was that Dad's job? Did he?
Do you know we never had a wireless until I started to work. Never had a wireless until I was 14. No, no.
So
You used to have, your music would be your gramophone
gramophone.
with records, you see.
Was there a lot of music in the house?
Yes, I always loved music, and my old uncle had an organ, and I used to play the organ. And I would be playing Give Me 5 Minutes More on the organ, and he'd be banging on the floor because I should be playing hymns.
Did you go to school in Marlborough?
Yes, Malborough High School.
Yeah. Can you remember anything of your school at all?
Well, all I can tell you is there was 3 classes, one in the middle, the large one, infants down near Higher Town,
Yep.
and the next class was up near Lower Town.
Mm-hmm.
The playground wasn't tarmac, it was just loose chippings on it.
Really?
And we used to make the girls go down around the back of the school, which I think there's a new building there now, but there wasn't then.
I see.
There wasn't no building up top or anything.
And
like
thinking
that.
to your school now. Remember the school?
Well, I remember, yes, but not a lot about it, not,
No.
no.
I mean, did you enjoy doing anything at school? Did you like writing, or did you like doing sums? Or?
No. I used to like running and jumping, what do you call that?
Oh,
Gymnasium.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Or PE, they
Yes,
used to call
that's
it.
right, yeah.
How might the day go? You
Well,
learn.
you always started with the hymn and scripture reading, always. You know, that was assembly. And then everybody went to their classroom.
But did you enjoy school?
Oh, yes. Yeah. When I left school, he told me something or others to the effect that I'd been one of his best pupils or something. And I thought to myself, you know, You didn't always say that.
Were any naughty lads ever caned?
Oh, yes. Boys, especially Percy Lapthorne, Leslie's brother, was terrible.
The girls were never caned.
No,
I
no,
see.
we were never.
So, was there a school uniform?
No,
No?
no, just probably a bit of aprons on and
Can you remember any of the lessons? What sort of things did they teach you?
well, Mr. Jones, when we got up there, he used to teach us music, you know, and then he would knock the thing on the tuner on the desk and put it up and say, "What's that?"
His tuning fork, yes?
Oh, but I didn't know a thing about it. And
I
the
see.
same with doing drawing lessons. He'd put up a pencil and say, you know, we had to look at this pencil. Couldn't do it more than Adam could hardly draw a straight line.
And what about things like sums, doing sums? did you?
Yes, oh yes, I used to like doing some. Yeah,
So, quite a normal day, and you begin at what hour in the day?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock until,
Yes, until 4.
what about lunch or dinner?
Yeah, well, I could come home, you see, to Mother. And but Mother always used to bring us over at 11 o'clock cocoa.
I see.
Oh,
What, for
yeah.
the whole school or just for
No,
you?
just me. Well, and Kath, my sister. Yes,
I see.
yeah, cocoa. And then I could go on to dinner and then come back till 4.
When you were in the playground, what sort of games did you play?
Well, hopscotch, you know, mark it out on the floor. Yeah, all things like that.
Skipping?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And generally chasing around making noise?
Yes.
Now we're talking about the mid-30s. An event occurred in Sawmill,
Yeah, Urchison
I
City.
think about the time I was born, although I wasn't local. What happened in Sawmill?
Early in the morning, somebody came hammering on the doors, and it was, presumably it must have been a Coast Guard, because we had they had the telephone at Seaview, you see.
I see.
He came up to say that there was a ship ashore down Sawmill, and he wanted the telephone, so he did. So when it became light, I went down,
You made your way over to Sawmill.
or down to the cliffs, and there it was. And the thing that I remember is there was one man, he was running around all the time, and he'd got a red like sack on his back, and he never let go of that.
Was he on the boat or was he?
Oh yes, he was. Oh yes, he was on the boat. No,
How long was the boat there? A long time?
well, it was there. All I know is I can't quite remember, but all I know is that we couldn't swim or anything for the whole of that summer down Sawmill because the whole place was full of it.
And I can also remember the one in the war that came in with all the soap came in.
Oh,
you
did
know.
you ever? Tell us about that one. So a ship was torpedoed and it came ashore.
Came in, yes.
And what was on board?
Well, any amount of things apparently. I mean, I think most of it went missing. I think there was tins of meat and all sorts of things, but that went missing before the Coast Guards got
Yeah.
there. But of course, the soap sort of washed out all along the tide. You see,
sand,
came along
yeah.
with it, yes.
And what happened?
So we had we picked up all that. I mean, we had soap last us for years, you know, covered in sand, and you know, but it was wonderful. Kingsbridge Fair. In Kingsbridge Fair in July, there always used to be a circus.
Really?
There was always a circus held just outside Kingsbridge, and afterwards they would go to Salcombe.
Yeah.
And the circus was held in Beedon Park in those
Yeah.
days, you see. Well, I would go up in my bedroom window because they used to walk the elephants from Salcombe to Kingsbridge. And I would go up in my bedroom window, and then when the elephants were coming, and it was all open as it is now, but we used to put a bath of water out for the elephants to drink, and they would come in our yard and have a drink. And the same thing on the way back when they were going back.
Well, you see, there's a story we've not heard before. The elephants in the Marlborough elephants.
Elephant, yeah, we used to do that. Yeah.
Was there some feeling between the church and the
There
chapel?
was then. You wouldn't dare go. My goodness me, you wouldn't dare go in chapel if you went to church. No, oh my days, no.
I see.
No, they'd look at you like, I don't know, and they wouldn't dare come to church. Not like it is today.
I see.
I mean, there's only one God, so. But no, oh no. You
And
wouldn't.
did this cause divisions amongst the villagers? Like, were there chapel folk and church
In
folk?
church people, yes, yes.
Did you feel that there was a sort of division?
Oh,
in the
yes,
village?
most certainly. Most certainly. Yeah.
I don't suppose there were streets of Baptists and streets of parish church, were there? I mean, no, it
Oh,
just
no.
spread around the village.
Yeah. The only time that we used to fall out was election day. And you see, the most chapel children were Liberal, most, what's me called, were Tory.
Go on.
And we used to sing Vote, Vote, Vote for Mr Haler, Chuck Old Harvey in the Sea. That was,
That was the Tory man.
if I had a lump of lead, I would throw it at his head and there wouldn't be any Tories anymore.
That's right. And when we used to be election, and there used to be Moby and somebody else, we used to go singing vote, 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 vote for Major Harvey through old somebody in the street.